Hello and welcome to this demo video for the Excel your tweet spreadsheet. Now, with a lot of these spreadsheets that I make because I realize that there's a need for it or because people have expressed an interest in it. But this one I actually use myself. I do use a few of them myself. Obviously, I don't have the need for many of them, but this one I do use. So I'm actually going to show you my one that I've used over this last year, almost a full year. So it's got quite a bit of data in it, so you can see how it works. All right, this is what you will receive, a spreadsheet like this with your company name in there. There's a link to the demo video you can watch on YouTube. That's this video that you're watching now. But if we scroll down, there's some instructions, but I'll take you through it, so don't worry about that too much now. Here are all of the different actions you can have taken on your tweets. So you can have engagements, retweets, replies, likes, so on and so forth. So what you need to do is click on next to them and assign points, anything between 1 and 10, as to how valuable you see that. So do you see a retweet as more valuable than a permalink click, or do you prefer to see hashtag clicks, or what is it you're trying to achieve through your tweets? So essentially assign each of these actions points between 1 and 10, and those points will be distributed throughout the spreadsheet. You'll see more of that later, but that's obviously very important because this is where you can customize it to give you the kind of results that you want to see. So you can, or that you need to see, should I say. So you can put a ranking essentially between 1 and 10 for each of these different actions. Then when we scroll down, you can see there it says all done. Please continue. If you haven't filled in something there, then it will say please add a value. You just want to make sure that you've added all of the values, and once you're there, you can move on. Just to let you know, there are some words down here, terminology used in the spreadsheet, and a brief explanation about each of them, just in case you get stuck, you're not sure what something means. Here's the first sheet. Now the first sheet, this light blue section is the section that you would fill in. Now I've already filled in quite a few, but you can fill in first of all the date. So what I do here is I'll come here and obviously you schedule some tweets. For those of us that when you sit down and schedule your tweets, marketing campaigns, things like that, you may schedule a week or a month or whatever in advance. You can come down here, put the date in. If you put in the date, say for argument's sake, 22nd of Feb, it'll say Wednesday the 22nd of Feb, so obviously being a Wednesday, I find that quite useful when you're scheduling, if you don't want to schedule on weekends, or if you do want to schedule on weekends or anything like that. Then you can put in the time. Obviously that would be AM, or you can put in something like that for 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and you can then type in your tweet. So you can put in whatever your tweet, and then you can put in your hashtag, and you can put in whatever you like. You can also obviously have links like that in your tweet. If it goes to more characters than what is allowed, you can see here it is telling up the characters. This cell over here will turn red to warn you that this cell here will turn red to warn you that you've gone over the number of characters. If you scroll across, the rest of these things, the dark blue sections will fill in automatically. They haven't been filled in yet. I will show you what those do in a second. But just for the sake of this, let me just remove that for now. So those are the tweets that you've planned. Once you plan them, you can obviously then schedule them. I'll use TweetDeck, but whatever system you use, where I would then go and copy and paste these tweets into TweetDeck with the date and the time, in order to obviously schedule them with Twitter, because you won't schedule them from the spreadsheet. You just plan them here and then upload them via some other software onto Twitter. And then as your tweets go off, now the old version of the spreadsheet, you were required to come in and put how many retweets and likes you got, but that was so cumbersome. I mean, that really was a pain. So what I've done is I've incorporated the analytics data in the same spreadsheet. So once you schedule your tweets, you can then leave them, and every now and then, however often you want to update it, you can go to analytics.twitter.com and click on the tweets tab at the top, and that will bring you here. Now, what this does is it says how far back you want to go. I think you can do a maximum of 3 months. You know, so you would default to last 28 days. So let's just go back to the beginning of January. So the beginning of January to the 22nd of February, which is today. Say update, and then you can see that entire period there. But then if you just click on export data, that will go on. Sometimes this can take a while, but that will export the data onto a CSV file, which eventually your little download will come here, but it's busy doing its thing at the moment. So let's just go back to the spreadsheet while it's doing that. Your analytics data, this is where you would paste the details from that download. So I've already pasted in 492 of them, but this is where you put in the details that you get on the download. Our download's still busy doing its thing. Anyhow, I've actually got another one which I downloaded earlier just in case this happened, because Twitter does sometimes take a while. So here's one which this one I didn't do from the 1st of January. This one I just did from the, let's just widen that column so you can see, from the 1st of February. So if I go back to my one, so now because I've already, obviously if this was all blank you could just paste them all in here, but I'm replacing some. So what I do now is I go back, you can see the dates over here. I go back to the 1st of February because this one goes all the way back to the 1st. Because obviously you want to have some kind of overlap, because some of your older tweets might have got some more likes or whatever action on them. So you want to go back. So I've gone back to the 1st of February, right click, clear contents, which means now I've only got the analytics data up until the end of January. Then I go to my analytics sheet. It is the same layout. Copy down, copy all of that data, come back to the spreadsheet, right click, but I don't do paste, not paste, paste values, because that will paste everything as it is. You don't want to do that. You want to paste the values, so it keeps the formatting of the new spreadsheet. Paste values, and then I can just go and I can actually go sort this one from A to Z. So it goes back, it goes into date order. Now, immediately some of those have got links over there. So what that means is those ones are already linked up. So what you can go back to this spreadsheet. Now what happens is at the top here, let's go right up to the top. At the top here, you'll see this says duplicate links, that says missing links. Now duplicate links is if you sent out the same exact tweet twice on one day, you might have a duplicate link where this tries to link with 2 different tweets. Because essentially what it does is this link here that shows a green chain shows that this is linked with one of the tweets on the analytics data, because obviously they all need to marry up. So this is a very complicated formula that checks to see, and those ones have been linked. Whereas you got no duplicate links and no missing links. If you do have missing links, you've got the link ID override. Now I did have some missing links. I had these 3 because I changed the spelling on them and the tweet didn't match the scheduled tweet. So what you can do then is if you do find one that's missing, this will be highlighted in yellow. You can go to your analytics data, find that tweet, and just put in the code into here that you find down here. So just copy that code, paste the value into here. And once you've done that, even if you remove this code and add it back in again, it will find it again because it'll keep looking for that code. So if you get any that are duplicate or missing, you can override the code manually. They will pop up in red or in yellow, so you can override the code manually. But as you can see here, most of mine have been found no problem. So that, and when it does get found, it pulls in the linked ID. It also pulls in the rank. So this is the 10th tweet of the entire year, and it pulls in the scores and points. So it looks at all the different actions that have been taken on that tweet, multiplied out by the number of points that you assign to each one, and gives you the points for each of those tweets. So not only do you have that, you've also got your analytics data update. Down here it shows you've got links. If any of these aren't linked, like that one, this one was a tweet that I put out which I didn't actually schedule, so this one hasn't been linked. The only reason why I've got this here is if you've got 500 tweets on the other spreadsheet, on the other sheet, and you've got 2,500 places for analytics. If you run out of space here, what you can do is you can come to the top of this, right, highlight that entire column, well, not the entire column, but the entire data section of the column. Come into here, actually you don't even need to do that. Paste the links there, which means they all marry up, but now these are just literally just pasted in there, they're not actually formulated. And then what you can do is you can click on here and say sort Z to A, so all your links are first, and if you go down to the bottom there, all of these tweets aren't actually being used because these are tweets that I tweeted out that I haven't actually scheduled, so they haven't married up with one of the scheduled tweets. So, oh, there we go, that's the end of the link. So up to there, you can actually do that, scroll across to there, and clear contents. So that will then free up some space for your next lot of your next analytics update. So you will always have enough analytics, enough space here, because you've got one in. You can actually go up to 2,500, and you've only got 500 tweets. So you shouldn't have a problem with that. Now, once you've updated all of these, that isn't the end of it. That's just the work that you've done, putting in your analytics so that these two can marry each other up. And then this gives you your success table. Your top tweet, second tweet, third tweet, all in points order, just like your Premier League in points. You can have a look down and see which tweets, which one was number 1, number 2, number 3, and so on and so forth. You've got the first table. You can actually go, well, I would like to see the second table, which then goes from position 16 down to position 30. And so on and so forth. You can go through all of your tweets like that and see the number of points ranked in order of points. And then lastly, you've got your report. So when you click on your report here, what are we looking at over here? We're looking at the points for the free section, the point where they come up in red for the paid, which I don't have any, so they're all 0. So you've got your free points, paid points, free average, average for paid. So there's the average for free points. When I say free, I mean the normal tweets. These are your tweets that you've sponsored. Number of free tweets. You can see the number of free tweets in the background. That's not directly linked with the number of points, but just to give you an idea of how many tweets you send. Because obviously, if you're sending, like here, if you're sending fewer tweets and getting more points, it's maybe if you sent out one cracker tweet and got loads of points, it wasn't that great. But if you sent out more tweets like here and still got more points, this seems to be a more successful month. So you can gauge as to what's going on. You've got a second one if you scroll down. Tweet success report. This is a monthly average points. So this is the average number of points per tweet. So you can see obviously in February it took quite a dip. But you can see in June, average number of points. But I sent fewer tweets, but the average was more successful. Whereas October, there wasn't quite a successful per tweet, but I did send more tweets. So you can get an idea of that one as well. And then lastly, this isn't to do with your points, but this is merely just impressions. Again, the number of free tweets sent behind. So you can see your impressions. So in May, I actually got a lot of impressions. Whereas October, I didn't get that many impressions, but scored a lot more points. So October, fewer people saw the tweets, but they took better action. Whereas in May, more people saw the tweets, but they didn't take that great an action and an interest in the tweets. So this will give you an idea as to how your Twitter marketing is going. So yeah, I hope that's explanatory. These two sheets do seem fairly complicated, but literally you're just putting in the data in the light blue and pasting your analytics data into here, and the two will marry each other up with a manual link override and assigning points, and you can see all of those reports that are generated. And just before you go, there's one last thing I wanted to show you. We've received a request to do an upgrade, which I've done. So I want to show you what that upgrade entails. Now on this intro and setup sheet, you can also add in some hashtags, your top 10 hashtags. So the idea here is to add in either the 10 that you most often use, or at least the 10 that you want to monitor, because it's going to monitor up to 10 hashtags. So you can put your 10 favorite or 10 most used hashtags into these cell, each line, put in the new hashtag, put the hashtag in as well, no spaces, as you would fill it in your tweet. So once you put those into there and you go onto your report sheet, it's got those reports that you saw earlier in this video, but added on to the bottom, here's your hashtag success report. So there are your different hashtags over each month. This is the first year, year one, and you can see how your hashtags progress. Each different color represents each different hashtag for the average points per free tweet during the year. So you can see how each hashtag has progressed, which ones have improved, which ones haven't, and how they're all ranking. And as you scroll down, that's year two. I haven't got to year two with the sheet yet, but when you get into second year, if you use a second year, those will populate over there. And when you scroll down even further, you can see your overall breakdown of points earned. So there are the different hashtags, and they're the number of points which you've earned in total. So you can see the breakdown. Obviously, the colors represent each different tweet, so you can see how many. You can see what proportion of your total points are being earned by which tweets, by which hashtag, sorry. And then if you scroll down right to the bottom, you've got the number of times you've used each hashtag, total points, average points per tweet, total impressions, and average impressions per tweet. Note these are all just free tweets. They're not the paid tweets. These are just the free tweets. So you can see, because obviously the paid tweets, Twitter is sending them out to various people, so it's not necessarily the hashtag that's earning the points. So I've kept this for just the free tweets. And as you can see, it changes color based on each column and how they rank. So the dark green at the top would indicate that you've got a good hashtag to use there, and so on and so forth. There's this one. It appears that your average impressions per tweet was quite high compared to the others, but you've only sent out one tweet, so it's maybe a bit misleading. And you can see here your average points per tweet was quite low, and so on. So yeah, that would help you to determine which of your tweets are being, your hashtags are being successful, and which ones you maybe need to change. And but you can put those 10 in right at the beginning on the intro and setup page, and the spreadsheet will do the rest for you. So thank you very much. I hope that you find this beneficial to you, your business, and I wish you all the best with your Twitter marketing. Thank you. Goodbye.